What if you had kids and they became Patriots fans? Would you just
Oh
own
shit!
Well, at this point, I'm not having kids, but if they became Patriots fans, I wouldn't disown them. That's rude.
I hope not.
But they also should have no reason to be Patriots fans.
them?
If they're Patriots fans, I have failed as a parent.
Oh my god!
Prince Ali Amaris, he Ali Ababa. Heard your princess was a sight lovely to see. And that good people is why he got dolled up and dropped by. With 60 elephants, llamas galore, and bears and lions, a brass band and more, and 40 bakers, his cooks, his bakers, his birds that warble on key. Make way for Prince Ali. DMCA. We got cut off.
Yeah, all
don't
I
care.
knew was Prince Ali. That's all I
I'm
knew.
clapping because how in the hell you know all them lyrics?
I know the
That's
whole
all I
Exactly.
knew in it.
I know the whole song. Anyway, hey everybody, you
Good
know who
job.
it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? As usual, it is I, the sublimely magnificent Big Ugly himself, Omari Ellis feogrande on YouTube, etc. We have the man to my left on this screen, my homie with me here helping me host this show, whatever we want. Dude, you talk about that just every week, whatever we want. But I need to introduce him because he is the co-host. It is none other than Superjaz.
Now, all is not right with the world quite yet because we're not about to etc. over all these names that you throw out every episode. It is Omari.
I throw them all
Ellis.
out at the end, technically.
Oh, okay. I was about to say because you
Well, then
always
there is
say
the Pete on this
referred
show. But
to
y'all
as
say
Pete
Pete.
on this show, Giotavio on Twitter. Like we're not going to do that. feogrande on YouTube. No, sir. Anyway, but as he said, yes, I am Jazz, aka Superjaz, aka SJ, or you can also call me JT, whatever you want, what have you in the like. And before I get into the last little spiel of my little bit that I say every episode, I'm gonna go ahead and kick it to the third part of this triangle that has not been completing it. So it's just been a upside down V, basically, an A without the line in it, because he hasn't connected the triangle in a minute for a while. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself again to everybody, my man? It made sense, y'all. Don't do that. But no, I'm gonna go ahead and kick it over to what I always say. Those of y'all who didn't see the first two episodes, second and third episode, when I always say, yeah, Ibn, my older brother, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, my man?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Call me Tucker, man. Make it easy on people because most people can't say my name anyway. So
Which
just
is
call
funny.
me Tucker. But yeah, I'm Jazz's brother. I'm Omari's other best friend, and I does it how I does it. So
Yes.
All right. And like I said, the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want, and we let the chips fall where they may. And yeah, hopefully it's just not baked Lay's because it might be healthy for you, but those chips don't taste that good. So either eat the Lay's, either eat the Lay's that are fried in the grease, or maybe don't eat Lay's and find some better chips. Now, if you get them veggie chips, them shits is pretty good. But if that's a good healthy alternative. Or maybe
not
pop
really.
chips.
Not really.
Maybe pop chips. But yeah. If you're trying to eat healthy chips,
Otherwise,
otherwise
you're probably not eating healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Right.
good point.
It's like diet soda.
Right.
Kills a million side effects, killing off your brain cells. Drink it down with kills a million side effects. Take it when the pains fell. Wash it down with diet soda, killing off your brain cells. Okay. Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe, right?
Lupe Fiasco words I never said.
Right. I was gonna say that.
Anyway, normally the two of us being Omari and myself would go ahead and kick it off with a prompt for the two of us to talk about. But since it's three of us, we have the guest, and the guest who's not really a guest, but the guest said that
I'm a guest.
You're not really. I mean, yes, but you know what I mean. But he said that he had a prompt. So what do you have to get this conversation rolling, and then we can let it lead us? We don't lead it.
Well, okay. You might have to sit out of this one, Jazz, because
shit. Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, you can chime in if you want, but I mean, you probably ain't gonna know what we're talking about.
That's fair. I always say the conversation leads us. We don't lead it, so it might lead somewhere off. I might not be able to. It won't be the first time. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I wanted to talk about the state of me and Omari's favorite teams. So
okay,
Omari's a Panthers fan. I'm a Chiefs fan now. I just became a Chiefs fan this year after the first game they played Cleveland. Both of us are from St. Louis. All three of us are from St. Louis. We used to be Rams fans, obviously. But they left. Kroenke's an idiot. Forget him. So we got different teams now. So I wanted to talk about the state of our teams.
All right.
So go ahead, Pete.
Panthers suck. I'll be the first person to say it.
You can tell by the look on his face.
First person to
while
say
you were
it.
talking, he was waiting for you to slightly waiting for you to finish so he could say that shit.
It's like I'll be the first to say it. We aren't doing good this season. We're 4-5. We're not making the playoffs. But as I stated last episode, at least I should be entertained for the rest of this season because we got Cam back, who shouldn't have left in the fucking first place. And I know you were asking me off screen, and other people are like, "But Omari, you hate the Patriots, and Cam Newton played for them." Yeah, he gave them the worst season they've ever fucking had. Also, the man's never lost to the Patriots. I think the only person that's like more anti-Patriot than fucking Cam Newton, like Cam Newton hasn't come out and slandered the Patriots, but I think the only player I could think that's like more anti-Patriot than Cam Newton's like a Bernard Pollard who just injured a bunch of Patriots players throughout his career. That guy was awesome. No, not Tom Brady was awesome. Tom Brady was not awesome. Bernard Pollard.
Somebody getting injured is awesome. What the fuck?
Okay. Yeah, that is a little fucked up, bro. I didn't realize that.
What? No, I said Bernard Pollard was awesome. He's an awesome player.
Oh, I thought the way you said it, it sounded like because you said he injured a lot of Patriots players, which was awesome.
I said that guy was awesome.
Oh, okay. I swear it didn't sound like
was awesome. I said Bernard Pollard was awesome because he was on the Ravens with Ray Lewis and all the other back when they had an angry team. Mm-hmm. Like I loved the old school like angry Ravens.
That was a crazy, great team.
But no, like I like the Panthers. Cam Newton was as I said last episode, but Eden wasn't here. I like the Panthers. Cam Newton was a big part of the reason why I became a Panthers fan, why I chose the Panthers as my other team. Also, the fact that the Panthers looked like they were going to be good because that was Cam's MVP season, the season that what's their names left. And I was like, this looks like a fun team. Cam Newton and everybody just having fun, scoring touchdowns and dancing and just having a good fucking time. That's what I want. I'll go Panthers. Also, the fucking jerseys look cool. The blue ones especially. Yeah.
Those teal ones, yes.
No, that ain't teal. That is light blue.
Turquoise, whatever it is. Yeah.
It's light blue. This is not teal.
Yeah, those.
This is blue.
Luke Kuechly, I see you.
Yeah, a friend of mine got it for me when he was like, "Hey," and he's like, "I wanted to get you a Cam jersey, but Cam's is way more expensive than a Luke Kuechly was." And I like Kuechly anyway, so it worked.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm happy that Cam's back. We're not going to make the playoffs, but damn, it's going to be interesting. Anything's better than Sam Darnold. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Sam Bradford is better than Sam Darnold. And I've been on record, maybe not on this show, but other times throughout my life of how disappointed I was in Sam Bradford. But in Sam Bradford's defense, the guy's biggest problem was that he was made out of glass. And I'll still say he's made out of glass. But
He
at
couldn't
least
stay on the field, yeah.
if he could stand up for like more than 5 minutes, he'll take you to at least an 8. The worst he's gonna do is have you around 500.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is bad, and as I said before, when you're a Jet all the way, and Sam Darnold turns out is a Jet all the way. We thought he was bad on the Jets, but Adam Gase though turns out the only reason Ryan Tannehill is probably as good as he is because he had fucking Derrick Henry. Yes, they beat the Bills last week, but that's NFL fluke shit. That shit happens like it is any given Sunday. And like, yeah, your team losing one game does not mean your team is bad because any given Sunday's a thing. It's when your teams lose consistently, like the Panthers had.
Right.
They're bad.
Right.
That's why I was like, yeah, we lost to the Eagles, then we lost to this team, then we lost to another team, and we haven't won a game in like 5 weeks. So, yeah.
I was gonna say, get on the any given Sunday thing. Look at last Thursday, Baltimore got their ass kicked by Miami.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
Turns out Lamar Jackson's overrated. Yeah, that was a bad fantasy pick this week. I should not have picked Lamar Jackson. I should not have picked Lamar Jackson versus the Dolphins in fantasy.
He's not overrated. One game does not make a bad quarterback. But no, my team, I'm the Chiefs, man. I became a fan of the Chiefs this year. I always respected them. Like, Mahomes has become one of my favorite players in the last few years, ever since he started his first year starting with them, 2018. That was the second year in the league. And I've always I've always loved to watch him and stuff. He probably is the most talented quarterback in the NFL after Aaron Rodgers, I think. I would like to say.
His fucking weird ass voice.
Yeah. They're fun to watch, man. Tyreek Hill, that dude's a speedster, one of the fastest players out there. Travis Kelce, great tight end. You know what I'm saying? Andy Reid, great head coach. So this year, I finally became a fan of them when they played the Browns, which is a great game. They were getting their ass kicked, and all of a sudden they came back and won. But that defense is so fucking bad, man. Like, they have given up almost every game except for the last Sunday, at least 30 points. At least. So, and that's gonna be, that's like the downfall of them, right? You know what I'm saying? And the offense is struggling this year.
Mm-hmm.
Turning the ball over all the time. Mahomes, they're throwing the ball. The receivers can't catch anything. Letting it hit their hands and then pushing up, and then all of a sudden, other team comes down with it.
To be fair to Darnold, we have a receiver with a case of the dropsy doodles in Robbie Anderson. Another case of former Jet Robbie Anderson. Mm-hmm. Another case, an example of when you're a Jet all the way. Yeah, he's been dropping a lot of stuff this season.
Yeah. So yeah, the Chiefs they're 5-4, and this is not the start that anybody saw for them, this year. And I'm thinking to myself, I picked a good time to be to become a Chiefs fan.
Right, I picked a great time to become a Panthers fan.
The year they started struggling. And I'm like,
I thought about Chiefs was one of the teams I thought about when the Rams left as my new team. But because I was technically born in Kansas City and they weren't quite what they are now, so it wouldn't be much like the Panthers. It would only be kind of a bandwagon, but it'd be less of one because I was born in Kansas City. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when I chose the Panthers, I didn't want to pick the teams that everybody picks that have no business rooting for that team because they ain't from that city. So your Steelers, Packers, Cowboys were automatically off the fucking table. Like, that I was not going to pick them because they already have too many fans that have no business being Steelers, Packers, and Cowboys fans because they got nothing to do with those cities. They just fair weathers.
Right, and those are the most popular teams in the NFL anyway. So
mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can't. And if you're not like from the city, you can't call yourself a real fan of that team. Your fanship's never been tested. All you've known is success.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
The funniest thing I remember when we stayed in when we lived in DC, me and Ibn did. The funniest thing was how many Cowboys fans they had in Washington DC.
America's team.
Right. It was so many people that were like Cowboys fans, like straight
it's
up.
Funny though.
Like,
I read something about that though. It might be a historical thing because the football team, Washington football team, they were the last team to integrate. So a lot of black people who live in DC at the time probably didn't like them because of that.
Well, and the name at the time definitely too.
Well, yeah,
didn't do it no favors.
Yeah, and only reason that they integrated was because DC owned the stadium they played in, and they said that DC said that if the Skins didn't integrate, they take away the lease from the team. So the owner was like, "Oh shit, god damn it!" So they integrated.
Money talks, bullshit walks. In anything, right? It's like, well, I don't care about you, nigga. It's just like, oh, I care about this money.
right. But no, so back to the Chiefs though. It's looking so weird for them, man. Like the defense finally turned it on Sunday against Green Bay. Finally started playing right. They held Green Bay to was it 10 points or something like that? They either shut them out. No, they held them to 10. Was it 10? It was a very small number.
It was Jordan fucking Love.
But still, they still held them to a small number of points, and they finally played right. So hopefully, I say that as hopefully that's a spark that'll get the defense playing right. Mahomes and the offense turns it on. They start playing better. They start playing right, and the games won't be hard to watch like they have been. So I say that hopefully as they get back to the playoffs, and hopefully they get in the playoffs and get hot and go back to the Super Bowl. I hope that's what happens. So.
I was gonna say real quick for anybody listening / watching, we are recording this on November 13th. So yeah.
Right. Oh, also too. So yeah. The Chiefs and the Bucks were my Super Bowl picks again this year. So, I mean, it's looking good in the Bucks' favor, but it's not looking good in the Chiefs' favor right now. So, yeah.
It's not looking good in the Panthers' favor either.
Who are your Super Bowl picks, Pete?
Because we're not allowed to have nice things.
This motherfucker.
Bucks and Steelers.
Steelers? What?
Oh no, not Steelers. Aren't they doing good though? Who's doing good in the AFC?
They're okay.
Who's doing good in the AFC right now?
The best team in the AFC right now is the Titans.
Oh hell no! Yeah. Not without Derrick Henry. They ain't going to the Super Bowl.
They might not, but they did say
they won last week, but
they did say that Derrick Henry might come back for the playoffs though. So
didn't he break his feet?
Yeah, but they said
that important for a running back.
Yeah, but I'm saying they said that he could heal up by the playoffs. That's what they said. That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm. Well, as a team that only goes as far as their running back takes them, so not the Steelers.
I mean, they got Julio Jones.
So okay. Yeah, but Ryan Tannehill's throwing him the ball. So let's go. So it's going to be Bucks because, like I said, I'm not allowed to be happy. It's the Bucks versus the loser. That's who it is. But let's see. AFC North. The Bills. I don't know. They lost to the Jaguars. I don't know what they doing in the playoffs. You can't lose to the Jaguars and still be seen as a credible threat. I know any given Sunday, and we literally just said that earlier this episode, but the Jaguars is something else. Josh Allen beat they only lost to the, granted you could say they only lost to the Jaguars because Josh Allen beat Josh Allen, but still they lost to the Jaguars. Then people don't respect the Dolphins' chances, so they're not gonna do that. So that's AFC North. Patriots are as shitty
The
as our
Bills in the AFC
teams,
East.
so
The
I
Bills in the
doubt
AFC
it.
East.
Whatever. They're north part of the country. You know what I'm saying. And I also just mentioned Patriots, but yeah, AFC East. What's the thing I was talking about? AFC North. You got Steelers. The Ravens just lost to the Dolphins, so I don't see Lamar breaking his whole playoff curse. He can't even beat the fucking Dolphins. And I like the Dolphins. I do. I got a friend who's a Dolphins fan. I like the Dolphins. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that don't have the fortune to root for good teams. I have a Bears fan, a Dolphins fan, a Jaguars fan. I'm a Panthers fan. We just don't root for good teams. Well, out of that division though, the Bengals ain't doing shit. They're the Bengals. You will never get me to say the Bengals is going to the Super Bowl unless they do. The Browns, let's be honest. So if anybody does come out of the AFC North, it'll be the team that never knows failure, the fucking Steelers. So we got Bills, Steelers, and again, we're not allowed to have nice things. You don't know what struggling is. No, you don't know what struggling is. Oh, you've only had three coaches, huh?
No, I was laughing. Haha, right. You don't know what
they've had three coaches in the team's history.
No, not the history, but it's been like 3 coaches since like the 60s. So, but yeah.
It's since the part of football that matters.
Yeah.
In the history that matters.
Yeah.
You want to talk about pre-60s? Let's talk about the Browns, the legendary NFL football Browns, the 10-time champions Cleveland Browns. Oh wait. Right. So that's AFC East and North. AFC South ain't nobody fucking doing shit. Maybe the Titans, but I can't trust anybody in that division. I can't trust the Titans because they don't have their player. If they do, I still don't want it to because then everybody's gonna be like, Vrabel, this is how Belichick really puts an impact on people, and they just use it as an excuse to stroke Belichick some more. And then
Vrabel is a good coach though.
He's all right. Brian Flores seemed like a good coach too, but we'll see what happens.
I don't know. I don't understand what he's doing down there with the quarterbacks though. That makes no sense with him and Tua.
He's doing what he can, which is not much. So the AFC West, you got Broncos. Don't trust them, especially now that they losing players and got people leaving. Raiders. Can't trust the Raiders.
No, all that shit they got going. That's going on.
The Chargers, huh? They're one of those powerhouses of the AFC.
Justin Herbert's pretty good.
Yeah, but he also plays for the Chargers. So much like the Bengals, where it's like Joe Burrow's pretty good too, but he plays for the Bengals, so they're gonna find a way to fuck it up, and that leaves the Chiefs. Actually, you know what? I see the Chiefs. If they can find some way to get their shit together on defense, or Patrick Mahomes stops trying to be fancy and do his like jump passes and shit, and he just plays like actual quarterbacking, I see the Chiefs somehow pulling it off. Because I can see them winning their division. And remember, all you got to do is get to the playoffs.
Exactly.
And you got a shot.
You get high.
And in that division, they still got a shot.
Right.
So I'm gonna say Bucks Chiefs or Rams Chiefs. It's either Bucks or Rams or Chiefs versus the Chiefs. Bucks or Rams versus the Chiefs or Chargers.
Okay. I was gonna say either way, if the Bucks or the Rams went, we'd both be upset.
You're not allowed to have nice things.
No. And if
it's versus the Chiefs, I'm really not gonna be able to be happy because my roommate despises that team. Damn. Not as much as he does the Steelers or Packers, but he hates them because of the whole Mahomes thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Bears fan. And so every time Mahomes does something good, everyone talks about how stupid Bears fans are.
But here, see now, when people talk about that, though, when the Bears could have drafted Mahomes, we don't know how Mahomes would have turned out with the Bears, though. So
we're seeing it this year. Mahomes on the Bears is not Mahomes on the Chiefs. Because if Mahomes went to the Bears and had Nagy as a coach, he wouldn't be doing shit.
Oh, yeah. Nagy's horrible. Oh my God.
Like, he'd be doing what he's doing this year, but he would have been doing it 2 years ago, and he wouldn't be Patrick Mahomes at this point.
Right.
He'd be
Right.
Mitch Trubisky.
Oh my God. Don't get me started on that shitty dude. Oh my God. But you know, the one Super Bowl I would hate, the two Super Bowls I would hate. Obviously, I would hate the Rams and the Patriots again. Don't do that again, please. Please don't do that again. And I would extremely hate the Bucks and the Patriots because you wouldn't hear the last of that shit.
I'm not watching it.
That would be one of the most expensive like tickets because of like shit. When Brady went back to New England, they were fucking like news coverage. Brady's coming back home. It was like a big thing when they were like interviewing they were interviewing some New Englanders
in that Super Bowl,
just to be like, who are you gonna root for, guys? I don't know because he's coming back, but still, yeah, it was like a whole fucking thing.
Oh, hell no! Get that shit out of here.
I would watch it.
I would not watch it.
Because
no, I didn't watch the last one. I didn't watch Rams Patriots. I show as hell ain't watching Bucks Patriots.
I watch it just because I watch it just because it's the Super Bowl. But I would be extremely mad the whole time. And when it was Rams Patriots a few years ago, I'm like, I watched it, but I was mad watching it. And then what made it bad? The game sucked.
We all know
boring ass game.
That was a boring game. We all know that what's his name? Fucking Bucks Patriots right now with Brady being the QB for Bucks. That is fucking that is Pete's worst fucking nightmare.
That's mine too. You wouldn't hear the last of it.
No, but you know how this man feels about the team and the quarterback.
Hating Brady and the Patriots is a personality trait for this man.
Yeah, he says it. That's not a joke. He has said that shit.
Yeah,
I
told you.
I like long walks on the beach. I like staying up late to catch fireflies.
I have said
I like hating the fucking Patriots.
If y'all don't, I actually did use that in a class when in my training class at my new job when they like tell us some things about yourself. I'm like, well, you know, I'm an actor, I'm so and so, and I really fucking hate Tom Brady and the New England Patriots.
Well, I know you didn't drop an F-bomb.
And like, if y'all don't remember anything about me after meeting me today or down the years the road, just remember that I hate the New England Patriots and everyone and the Tom Brady and everything. You can just talk to your people later. And I think I've said it on the show too, where it's like, because I told my employees at my former job, y'all gonna be talking to your friends years from now. Yeah, y'all gonna be talking to your friends from now. You're gonna be like, you remember our boss Omari? Yeah, that guy really hated the Patriots. He also might have been black. I don't remember, but he definitely hated the New England Patriots.
Oh yeah, I've heard this before.
Yeah, you silly, bro.
It's so silly. Like when I was asking him one time, I was like, "So what if you met like your dream girl, like the girl made for you? Y'all hit it off, the love of your life, everything was perfect, and she just happened to be a Patriots fan." He was like, "I wouldn't do it." I was like, "Really?
I wouldn't date her. No.
What
I'm not rooting for that team.
What if you had kids and they became Patriots fans? Would you just?
Oh shit!
Well, at this point, I'm not having kids. But if they became Patriots fans, I wouldn't disown them. That's rude.
I hope not.
But they also should have no reason to be Patriots fans. If they're Patriots fans, I have failed as a parent.
Oh my god!
No, that's how sports fandom works.
No,
that's how it does. That shit's generational. You were taught, like, how do you think teams like the Browns continue to exist or the Lions continue to exist with their history of suckitude?
Yeah.
They're taught their fanship by their parents.
It's been 50 years.
Bears fans are taught to hate Packers from birth. Yeah. Cubs fans are taught to hate the Cardinals by birth. It's not even just football. Cubs fans are taught to hate the Cardinals by birth, and vice versa. Although I think it's still, I don't really hate the Cubs because why? They don't do anything. They won the one World Series. Why would we hate them? We win all the time. I get them hating us.
Who was the St. Louis Rams rivals? It was the Patriots, wasn't it?
No. The rivals for the Rams, the 49ers, man.
Was it the 49ers?
I never knew.
I just knew it was other teams in the NFC West. Well, the NFC West wasn't ever really fucking competitive enough to where that mattered.
No, but back in like
It's
the
like
80s and
NFC
stuff.
South. It's like
Yeah,
whatever.
back in the 80s though, it was the 49ers. That was like a big rivalry. And then like in the 2000s, no, 20, excuse me, the 2010s when Jeff Fisher got there, it was the Seahawks. The Rams could be so bad.
Yeah, I'd say
right?
Seahawks.
The Rams would be so bad, but every time they played Seattle, they always played them tough. I never understood it. I never understood it.
Yeah,
They
I'd say
played so
Seahawks. They hated
stupidly.
each other.
They played so stupidly and so undisciplined.
But I could
And
also see.
when it came time to play Seattle, they always played them tough, and it made no sense. I didn't get it, man.
So the Rams would be sucking, but you knew that the Seahawk game would be like the shit.
Bengals
this
Steelers
gonna be a
for
good
that
win.
matter.
Like,
Bengals Steelers for that matter. They injure each other all the fucking time. They hate each other. And Steelers fans will tell you that it's always the Bengals injuring Steelers players, but no, it's on both sides.
Well, the biggest rivalry though in that division though, besides Ravens Steelers, is Brown Steelers because that's more historic than all the other stuff. So,
Steelers or Browns Ravens?
Brown Steelers. I see what you're saying though with that too because the Browns are the old Ravens. I mean the Ravens are the old Browns. Yeah.
Or Ravens Steelers.
Yeah, that's like I say. Besides Ravens Steelers, it's Brown Steelers. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Well, the Browns hate everything because why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's like the Lions. I'm pretty sure the Lions hate everybody else in their division.
Because they suck. Dude, I just think about that. Think about being a Lions fan. They have been
a real football fan.
They've been bad for like 60 years, dude.
Their entire existence.
Pretty much damn near.
They are one of the oldest fucking teams in the league and ain't even been to the Super Bowl once.
No.
Like, yes, the Panthers suck and don't have any Super Bowl wins. We've at least been there twice.
And they've only been around, like, what, 26 years? So...
Yeah, we've only been around a fraction of the time the Lions have, and we've at least been there twice. It's more than the Lions can say. Same thing with my friend who's the Jaguars fan, because I was telling him, because he was, woe is me over being a Jaguars fan, which I get it. But I'm like, hey, at least you had the excuse of being a young team, and you almost went that 1 year.
Well, twice. They almost won twice.
Yeah.
No, excuse me. Three times. 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah. Okay. The Panthers both the Panthers and the Jaguars in their second year of existence. They both came in the league at the same time.
Yeah.
In 95. And in their second year of existence, they both went to their respective conference games. So they were 1 game away. Mm. So they went 3. It was 3 times the Jags could have gone. 96, 99. In 99, the Titans beat them 3 times that year. Both times they played them in the regular season and then in the AFC Championship game. And then 2017. So 3 times. So.
And they've been closer because I don't even know if the Lions have been to a conference championship game.
91.
Okay.
Only time. Only time.
The year I was born.
When Barry Sanders played for them. Mm-hmm. So. So yeah, and the Lions they have an NFL championship before the Super Bowl, but like you said before, who cares about that? So yeah.
The 10-time champion, the 10-time NFL champion Browns.
Yeah, who cares about that? So yeah, yeah.
What was I gonna say? I think it's funny. Like I said, obviously I'm a casual fan, which is like you said before y'all even started talking. I'm not gonna be able to contribute too much to the combo when y'all get, super heavy in this shit. But I always thought that, I mean, obviously you there's the fair weatherness and whatnot that happens, but people don't always want to be fair weather. But I would have thought that to some extent, the natural progression when the Rams left would have been to just kind of migrate to the state team then.
And a lot of people probably did.
But I would have thought the Chiefs, yeah.
Which I did.
Yeah, a lot of people probably did. Like I said, I had an excuse to root for Kansas City because I'm from Missouri and I was literally born in Kansas City. I'm like, well, if I can't root for the home team, I'll root for my birthplace team. Okay, that's fine. However, to be fair, the Chiefs had a history of failure leading up to that as well.
Yeah.
So it was also a combination of I had grown up not really liking the Chiefs, and I'm like, am I really gonna? And I had an out. I'm like, I have an excuse to not root for a bad team anymore. But I also don't want to root for like one of the bandwagon teams. But I'm like, I'll root for the Panthers. They seem cool and they at least seem fun. Also, they beat all my quote unquote division. They beat every other team in the NFC West on their way to that Super Bowl that year. So I'm like, well, I don't have to see a fucking division rival in the goddamn Super Bowl because of the Panthers. Also, Cam Newton, or well, not necessarily Cam Newton, but the Panthers have a history of hating the Patriots because of that Super Bowl. They were one of the Spygate teams in the Super Bowl. So the Patriots cheated my team out of a Super Bowl win would still, that narrative / reality would still be current being a Panthers fan. Also, apparently, and it doubled down when I realized Cam Newton never lost to the fucking Patriots. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is even better. Yeah, fuck the Patriots. Let's be a Panthers fan.
But I just thought it was funny because like even you were saying that you just became a Chiefs fan this year. I would have thought like
I thought he was a Chiefs fan before then. In all honesty,
I would have thought everybody, most people in St. Louis who were like into football would have just been like, well, why not?
I was just a fan. I was a fan of the game, a fan of football itself. So that's what it was. But like I say, when I saw the first game the Chiefs played this year was a really good game, and they came back from getting their ass whooped and won that shit, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm a Chiefs fan now. Finally.
Because I remember a few years ago we were like living together, and you went to KC and saw a Chiefs game.
Yeah, I did. They played the Jets, and Fitzpatrick threw 6 interceptions in that game.
Good Lord, anytime anybody throws 6 interceptions, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. Fitzpatrick was on the Jets, right?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
West Side
Story. West Side Story. Oh,
that dude has been on.
Yes,
he has been
always.
on almost a quarter of. No, I was gonna say Fitzpatrick has been on almost a quarter of every NFL team.
He was on he apparently was on the Rams at one point.
He was.
Yeah, but no,
Jazz,
there's a reason I keep saying when you're a Jet all the way. When people are playing badly, yes, the Jets are terrible.
They suck, man.
The Jets.
I mean,
they've had
for a long time.
Yeah, they've had a few flashes of brilliance, but they've historically been bad. They haven't been to the Super Bowl since 1969 with Joe Namath. So that's the.
So basically that firefighter dude who be doing this shit.
Fireman Ed.
Yeah.
But I'm saying basically he's just a fucking diehard fan just because they suck.
He quit going one time because they were so fucking bad.
Oh well, never mind.
But no, he came back though. He
didn't renounce his fanship or anything, but yeah, it's pretty bad when you got somebody like that whose whole identity is I'm a Jets fan, and they like I can't be one this year, or I can't be seen in public as a Jets fan this year, even though I am the face of Jets fandom.
Right.
And that's pretty bad.
He came back though. Because I guess he was like, I can't stop doing this.
Well, that's
I owe to the fans and shit, but yeah.
That's like the fucking the tan hat neon shirt dude that's always in the front rows at the wrestling shows, and all of a sudden now I'm starting to see him in AEW, and it's like, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about the smiley face shirt dude.
The smiley face shirt guy. Yeah.
I call him Fat Paul Wall.
Yeah. I don't know if I noticed him. There was always this other dude that was always in the front of like a lot of WWE shows with like long hair that just kind of looked like.
Yeah. But it was like,
but he just kind of looked like stone faced him all the time. And I remember my roommate and I, we noticed it like one pay-per-view and the next one. Wait, that's the dude. And we're like, wait, he's at every fucking show.
Yep, he was. Yep. But I was
that's him and his mom. Him and his mom.
The dude I'm talking about, the smiley shirt guy. The dude I'm talking about, this dude, like what you were saying, where you were like, when the people who are kind of synonymous to an extent and they start to like move to other shit, it's like, if this isn't like more indication that WWE kind of ain't all it no more, that I saw the smiley shirt dude that's been on every fucking WWE
He was at
thing.
Rampage last night.
He was just at Rampage, and it's just like,
Yeah, WWE is all downhill from here.
Yeah, they are. They don't care.
Yeah.
There's no way they're recovering.
Well,
it'll take a while.
It'll take a while, but AEW is going to surpass them.
Without getting super wrestling heavy, because we tried to do that no more.
Whatever, it's a guess.
I was saying we can talk about it for a second anyway. But yeah, no.
We just don't need the whole episode to be about it. We can talk about it.
They're making WWE is making too much money to put effort into their shows. So
it's been like that forever. The only difference now is they had cornered the market, and the market is not so much cornered by them anymore. That's all. That's the only difference.
And they're going to keep losing fans every year because they're not learning anything from losing the fans. And they're like, oh, you like this wrestler? Let's fire them too. Wait, like, there's still wrestlers y'all like? Let's fire them.
But the thing is, like, why do you have to give a fuck when you're making this much money hand over fist without trying? Exactly. Vince McMahon, and I'm not even like necessarily talking shit. I'm just being honest with like more so factually when I say this. Vince McMahon makes so many hundreds of thousands, so many hundreds of millions every fucking second.
I hear you. He's making money now, but he's not going to be for much longer, because eventually those TV deals are going to go away because you're not getting any ratings because people are going to stop fucking watching.
This is true. No, because it's been shown that there's been a dip in viewership on a consistent basis
for years.
For years, and even more so with the rise of AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Like the rise of AEW. And like I said, when you are making money hand over fist without trying, then you don't have to like try. And then even more so when you cornered the market. But now they don't have the market as cornered. Mm-hmm. That's really like the biggest difference. Is AEW can't compete with them monetarily, but AEW is now the alternative. So there you go.
And it doesn't help that AEW and WWE have two different philosophies at their core.
Right.
AEW likes trying to make fans happy, and Vince loves and is good at pissing people off.
You could tell that. As much as I like would try to be like, well, no, you can tell that there is a lot of ego driven, like that drives that dude.
Well, no, like with the way they end shows and stuff, you are far more likely to end a WWE show on a quote unquote bad note with the heel winning and the crowd being like boo boo boo, or some kind of stupid finish that pisses the crowd off so Vince could be backstage like, oh, Vince, they don't like that. Yeah, they don't like it. Oh, look at that. They hate that guy. They hate him. Yeah, I'm the best heel maker ever. And then you got AEW that likes to end their shows on fucking good notes, and you just leave with a fucking smile on your face one way or the other.
With the exception of last night, because last night was dumb. Okay.
For the most part. Whatever. I didn't see it. I do stuff on Fridays.
Refresh my memory.
Matt Hardy beat Orange Cassidy in that lumberjack match.
Oh yeah. I watched it.
And I'm not saying the good guys should win every week. You should have the occasional heel finish where the heel person win. The heels need to win too, otherwise they won't be threats.
Otherwise,
hell, their champion's a heel right now.
When it's time, let's like don't ignore that it's time. Basically, what you're saying, like
yeah,
like when it is this person's time, give them their time. Yeah,
and listen to the fans, and also even if the heels are gonna win all the time, like hell, the Elite, the E in AEW, they're a heel faction right now. You probably couldn't tell because of all the cheers they always get, but. It's like you can have heels in power and heels be strong, but you still can end the show in a way where they're like, damn, the heels won, but did you see all that other shit that happened tonight? No, when Vince wants to end the night on a shitty note, he also likes to have a shitty note be the majority of that pay-per-view. And just like, no, you're just not going to be happy with like 90% of these results. Oh, here's a match you guys want to see. These two wrestlers you guys like, and you're like, this should be a great match. Yeah, we gave them like 3 minutes. We got to get to my shit to piss you off. And so now you're pissed that they didn't get their own shit.
Right. And then like one of the main things is like on Raw or SmackDown would be a big match and then the shit ends in a DQ. You're like, why do I waste my time watching this then? Mm-hmm. You know, it's always like that shit.
Yeah, when you get the whole screwy DQ finish on like silly, goofy shit, like it's just like, what are we even doing? Right. But like, it's like sometimes you need a DQ finish.
You ended Hell in a Cell with a DQ.
Yeah, that's
twice, 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
When can you have like? How are you supposed to have the most like destructible, like as in like destruction can happen within it? Fucking all types of craziness, wild, hardcore, ridiculous match. All the stops getting pulled out, just anything. Who knows what can happen happens, and you can fucking get disqualified.
Undertaker's rolling in his grave.
What? Because he sleeps in the grave? You know what you're saying? Like he's not dead. He just sleeps in there. He goes at his bed. Oh, I got you, but I got you.
Okay. Oh, shut
up. But yeah. No, going back to what you were saying too. Like for instance, with like I said, we're recording this on the 13th, and with Full Gear happening later today. The one thing that Tony Khan did when we went to see Rampage was because Full Gear was advertised. They didn't take any money, so they didn't have to give any refunds.
They didn't sell tickets, no.
But for a while, Full Gear was advertised to be shown in St. Louis.
We played St. Louis here last Saturday.
Yeah, but it was advertised that it was going to be shown right after Rampage in St. Louis, but now they're doing right after Rampage in Minneapolis. They're showing Full Gear the week after it was supposed to be here in St. Louis, and they advertised it for a second, for like a few months actually, and they took it down. They didn't have it no more. So Tony Khan, before the taping, Tony Khan, the owner of AEW, for y'all who don't know, comes out and addressed the fans, which he didn't have to do because technically he didn't owe us an explanation. He technically didn't, and he also didn't owe money. Well, I'm saying he didn't but it was cool that he did. Morally, he did. But if you think about it, he kind of technically didn't. It's nice that he did, as well as he didn't take money, so he didn't owe a refund. But he came out and he addressed the fans, and he was just like, "Hey, y'all, I looked at it from a business standpoint. It was UFC that this shit happening. It didn't make sense for me to put it here. I apologize. But because I took it out, he's like, I want to come back to St. Louis because of the history here, this, that, as far as wrestling."
And he promised.
He was like, but because of that, I'm going to give y'all the biggest dark elevation being typically like tape stuff that, doesn't matter. But he was like, I want to give y'all the biggest dark elevation. So all the big names that were not going to be on Rampage, he had them fight in pretty much one-off matches that, didn't mean shit, just so we could see them live. And that was cool.
He also promised that he'd be back here next year too. So.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get Revolution or something like that. So.
Yeah. Now, bro,
did you guys boo Cody Rhodes?
We boo Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes wasn't on the show.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Fuego Dos.
Fuego 2. Heel.
I don't know. Is that him?
Yeah. Apparently there's some dude wrestling in the secondary shit with a mask on that is Cody Rhodes, who teams with Fuego del Sol.
Did you guys boo Cody Rhodes?
But a lot of people didn't know that.
Orlando does not care for Cody Rhodes.
Apparently, fucking AEW doesn't care for Cody. Like not AEW the company, but
fans don't like him.
They turned on that man over the fucking night. I was just like when we were like, because I was in Orlando when they were booing the shit out of him, and I was like. Mm-hmm. What the hell? Why are they booing him so hard?
We saw that.
Old Gators fan next to me, dude's like, he sees Cody throw his belt into the crowd, and people fight for it. He's like, well, I hate that guy's guts, but yeah, souvenir's a souvenir. I'm like, And I'm just like,
I'm saying like people just be hate. I don't know why they hate him.
I don't get it either, man. He's not Cena. I understood the Cena hate.
well,
I think
it's not so much that they're not accusing him of being a Cena. They're accusing him of being a hunter.
That's what I was saying.
He's not that either.
Well, I think when just having an aversion to the person that like owns the company or has pull in the company, basically putting themselves in a top spot. People have an aversion to that.
Well, he put not even so much he put himself in the top spot. He's like, hey, here's Aleister Black. He's here, or here's a bunch of people that came into the company that everybody likes, and they came in pretty strong. And Cody made sure that he was the first person to beat each of them.
Oh.
Brody Lee made sure he beat him. Vance Archer made sure that he beat him. Aleister Black now, he made sure he was the one that actually ended his monster reign. So that's what they were saying.
He put Brody over though, man, in one of the craziest endings to a show.
I mean, technically he put over what's his name, but he also made sure that when that motherfucker finally lost, it was him.
Yeah. What can you say?
Well,
I say he owns the company, and Vince has been a multi-time WWE champion.
And an ECW champion.
Yeah.
With a fucking do-rag. That was the dumbest.
That was some stupid. That was a middle finger to ECW.
To put it like Xavier Woods puts it, he's a true wrestling promoter. He makes himself the champion at one point. But Cody, at least, while he made it where he can't ever win the AEW championship because of storyline reasons.
Will go against.
He made sure he made sure that damn sure he was the first TNT champion and had that for months.
Mm-hmm.
So awkward as transition because we forgot the last thing we said. Yay!
Say our conversation was derailed and went off the tracks.
Alrighty then. I wonder if I'll even remember what that is a reference to when I listen back to this a few weeks from now. But anyway, all that being said, if you would like to follow your boy, then I welcome you to. Please do so. I have a Facebook page. You can go ahead and give it a like. That would be Facebook page under the name Superjaz, spelled SUPERJAZ. Like I said, go ahead, give it a like, give it a follow. Also, if you want to follow me on my Twitter, you can go ahead and look me up under Superjaz2. That'd be Superjaz number 2. And you can go ahead and find and follow me on Instagram, which would be Forever Superjaz, the word forever spelled correctly. And as I say often, I am an MC. I get my rap on from time to time. So please go ahead and look out for the debut solo album from yours truly, My Secret Identity, which dropped on October 1st. And like I said, that is My Secret Identity. You may have to put in the word Superjaz somewhere in your search because I'm not that famous yet. But you can go ahead and find that anywhere you stream your music. Omari, Pete, the man with a million names. Where else can they find you?
Yes, you can find me here, obviously. You can find me here every week, every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern. 10 Central. You can also find me on YouTube under feogrande. That's feogrande. I'm also on Twitter and Twitch as Giotavi. That is Giotavi, named after a character from a book that'll never be published. Yeah, so that'll be fun. He's a cool character though. Anyway, so yeah, we got that. And yeah, that's pretty much me. Nice and simple, nice and cut straight to the point. Like, straight to the point. But of course, there's only two of us, and like I said earlier, the conversation went off track. Hopefully you guys won't get off track trying to follow our third individual down here.
Yeah, I don't want y'all following me.
I'm about to say, has anything changed? It's been a few episodes.
I don't do anything worthy of following. I'm a boring dude.
You've tweeted more often lately.
Leave me alone.
That's fair.
well, you know
Just
what?
leave him alone.
You saying Twitter. I tweet a lot.
Leave him alone.
Follow me
Oh.
on my Twitter at IbDude.
Dude, face.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I don't want that. But it's just he said follow me, and then his feet over here. Ooh.
Follow me on my Twitter at IbDude. IB as in boy, D as in dog, U, D as in dog, E. IbDude. Follow me at that. I tweet about I tweet every now and then. Most of my tweets are about AEW. So
AEW
if you like that,
and/or football.
And football.
So things do change over 35 episodes later. And he actually said, you know what? Go ahead and follow me. What? What?
Yeah, so you're gonna have to change you're gonna have to change your description about me.
Don't try to find him in law.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if 35 plus episodes in, if things are changing about maybe we should follow Evan, I mean, I could be confused. Did anything change about what the fuck we gonna talk about next time?
No. Because we're going to talk about whatever we want.
Damn straight, Malone.
Be nice to yourself, everybody.
Adiosness.